It's like when you ask that question, the first thing that hits me is shame. That's the origin of my story today, is profound shame of who I am and how it will be exposed to people around me, and the dire consequences that would come to me post that exposure. So that's the origin of the story. Because from there rushes the energy of survival. And from there you enter the gym of resilience. Because when you are battling the waves of shame, where dignity is like a lifeboat, you are holding on to scraps of dignity that you can hold on to while remaining authentic and still nurturing imagination and joy. Because life is so beautiful. That is why I wanted to become an actor. Because so much of me, I think, was hidden, that when it came on stage, there were no rules. And that to me was always like a game that I could play, and it was so wonderful and it was so joyful and people loved it. So I was like, all right, we're having a win-win here. And it is so ironic that when I got this opportunity, the money that I earned through a career that I had, through a life that I built in India, to start going abroad and start looking at so much more joy that I had been bereft of, that had been left out of my life, that could have come to me not despite, but because of being gay, because of being non-conforming. That so much of joy that was legitimately mine had been, you know, sort of like boycotted from my imagination. It never even entered my brain that joy existed. Was like a revelation. It almost was like that was step one of getting out of the country. I was always an actor as a kid, because I was always in the closet as a kid. So, and I'm not saying because, I mean, that's very linear, but I think it is important to know, for me, and I am just feeling about it, that I was always like an orator, and, you know, I would go up on stage and I would do recitations and that was my spiel, that was my shtick, not sports, but the stage. It was interesting, Indigo, because the bravado, the confidence, the flavor, the flamboyance, the permission to be who you are that I got on the stage disappeared the moment I got off it. It was like a completely different me, scrambling for words, scrambling for sentences, repeating sentences many, many times inside my head before articulating myself in a language that I was not confident that I had the grasp of, English, in India, with my classmates. So it was just like, and everything, if you see, it's not one thing, it's all interconnected. Gay shame is related to confidence, is related to exposure, is related to friends, is related to all of that, and the reverse. And that's why I see joy and shame came together and made a boat called survival. And therefore, I am here because it is absolutely important for me now to understand that the definition of survival has expanded. It's not just living within your skin and breathing and eating and, you know, doing the rigors of humanity, but flourishing in all human possibilities, but really nourishing that aspect of you which is unquestionably yours and authentic. And it just is. You didn't explain it, you didn't prepare it, you don't control it. And allowing that soil to nourish all saplings, all worms, all nature, everything. And not being regretful for a second. Making mistakes and learning from them, sure. You know, that's part of freedom, is you make mistakes and then you understand what is not free.
At the right time for the right result. To get the correct answers to like some fundamental